Going down for real. It's going down for real. It's going down for real.
Good afternoon, Pace community. Welcome to another episode of Christian and Cindy's Corners with your student government president and host, Christian Alexander.
And your student government vice president and co-host, Cindy Sousis. And we are both ready to get down to business for our top stories this week. Last week, we all had the option of either going to Logan Square or the Cubs game. The president and I went to the Cubs game, and before I turn it over to the president to recap the game, since he knows more about sports than me, I will review the happenings at Logan Square with some very reliable sources. From the words of first years James McNally and our producer and cameraman Juan J. Lee, the group was led by R.A. Dan, and while they were there, they were spending time at the arcade playing games such as pinball, Pac-Man, Tapper, and more. Words of first year Alexander Lee and James McNally that the group all went out into the community and had lunch at Burger King, Boston Market, and more. Now, as promised, we turn it over to Christian since he knows how to describe sports games. Christian?
You got that right, Cindy, and thank you for describing it that way.
Thank you.
As Cindy said, me and her and most of the Pace students, led by Miss Padella and R.A. Tyler, went to the Cubs game. The transportation for us was pretty simple. We got on the red line to Howard, and it only took us 2 stops to get to Wrigley Field, where we got off at Addison, and then we met with Beth and the transition students, and we all set up at the 500 level to watch the Cubs, who played the Pittsburgh Pirates, who got a phenomenal win with the final score was Cubs 4, Pirates 1. That win was the Cubs' 6th win in a row, and also outstanding pitching by Cubs pitcher John Lester, and it also makes the Cubs 3 games out in the Central for first place. In other news, this Saturday coming up is the Pace versus Transition softball game at Coluscio Park here in Chicago. The address is located at 2732 North Ayers Avenue. The directions are you catch the 74 bus towards Grand and Nordicia at Fullerton and Surrey. Then you get off at Fullerton in Hamlin and walk to the park and you will arrive there. We Pace students are looking forward to having a fun time mingling with the transition students, and it should be a great softball game. And word to transition, you guys are going down.
You are going down.
But then again, may the best team win.
Yep.
Now we will turn it over to Cindy.
A long time ago, we decided as part of our campaign we wanted to present some disability advocacy. So second years, that's why we have Miss Slavin to help us with that end-of-the-year project on self-awareness. You can do poetry, drawing, writing a song, spend time in nature, anything that can describe our doabilities. We are all unique in our own ways, and there's no right or wrong way to express ourselves.
That's right.
I see a great potential in each and every one of you, regardless of what your disability is. Don't let that define you, but let your talent stand out instead. I cannot wait to see all of your presentations in June.
Don't forget that we have portfolios to complete, and we have weekly workshops every Tuesday evening from 8:15 to 9:15 p.m. in room 327. And also a workshop will happen Monday night after our activity, which is the Fitbit Challenge, right across the street from the school, and we know how to get there. Either take the brown line to Adams and Wabash or the red line to Monroe. And after our activity, we eat at Under 55. One more thing to add, this is for second years only. Wednesday, May 27th from 4 to 8 p.m. will be the commencement fair at NOU on the 2nd floor. This is optional for those who want to go. There will be photo opportunities, class rings, games, and more. If you need any info, ask the people on the front desk on the 2nd floor. Well, that concludes our announcements. I am Christian Alexander.
And I am Cindy Sousis, and thanks for tuning in to
Christian and Cindy's Corners. Peace out, everyone.